Hello and welcome to today's edition of The Reaction with me, Kajikop, and I'm quite perplexed to be doing this with you today on our chopping boards. Guess what? We are looking into club valuation whilst we center it down to our domestic league, talking about the Ghana Premier League, how our clubs can gradually gravitate towards growing their club, becoming more valuable. So this is what we have on our chopping board. It's not always about the negativity. Today we are here to get into stuff that are very important, that is going to have a ripple effect, proper effect on our league, on our football system. This is what we have for you today, folks. Come on, let's get into it. Now let's get business done because today we have quite a lot of few things to deal with, but we are quite very hinged on the fact that our club need to become very valuable. They need to grow. They need to get to that standard where the likes of Real Madrid, the likes of Al Ahly on our continent, the likes of Zamalek have gotten to. That is where our club need to get to. It's not just about the acronyms of we are the club of the century, we are the club of da. That's not what we need. Come on, so we are summing everything up. Look, have you wondered? Okay, before we even get into it today, I want to give shout outs to some people before we move on. It looks like we finally have a rent control working, an effective one. Mr. Frederick Opoku, the man in there, the man in there. Look at him. I'm so happy. Yesterday I was on the media and look, I was like, hey, he went into some of the hostels and the kind of things I'm seeing in that this is what we need. We always complain as a country, we always complain that we have the rules, we have the laws, but who is implementing them? For the first time, I'm seeing Mr. Frederick Opoku do that job. And big shout outs to him. Charlie, and look, I'm so happy about it because finally there is some level of relief in our hostel facilities. Charlie, the hostel owners have used this as a cash cow, unregulated. And every now and then we turn fingers, we turn our eyes to the politician in the name of Charlie, we've given you the power, we are not seeing anything. But some of these things needs to be done. You don't expect the president to go in for these jobs. It's the work of the red control officer. And Mr. Frederick Opoku is actually doing the job. I think that he deserves a lot more than we are given. The credit needs to be given to him. Now let's get back to our football. Today we would like to do this. Now let's look at this. Look, getting into that valuing state, right? By the time you're done, you get to realize that, and then it's quite obvious that most of our clubs playing in the Ghana Premier League are running on a bankruptcy. They don't have any value. And if you don't have any value, you don't have any space in our league. That is what I'm seeing here. Now let's look into the key determinant of a professional club. Today, I have centered it down to four aspects, and I'm going to run this as a series, so I wouldn't rush it, right? As a series, I don't know how long it's going to go, but I'm sure it's going to go far, right? Now, that's the first of the key determinant. Matro Bibiato, so don't worry, I've written everything down. We are going to go into it one after the other. The first one, so the four key determinants of you becoming a professional club is the financial performance, one, the brand strength, two, the stadium assets. We'll get onto it. And then the fourth one is the market potential, what you carry. Now, if you are picking our clubs and marking them as a check, you are using this as a checklist. You realize that our clubs don't qualify. Our clubs don't qualify. The last time I heard on one of traditional radio stations talking about they were actually interviewing, I think, one of the members of the club licensing committee, right, member, and then the guy was trying to just be polite about stuff in the name of he has realized that some clubs are dishing out cash to buy players, and yet they cannot even take care of their training grounds. They are not able to keep their stadium very healthy for match days, right? And I'm asking myself, after years of playing a game, of running this business, why? What is stopping us from getting to the next level? What has been the biggest barricade? Now, look, look, all jokes aside, I think one of the biggest problems Ghana has faced in our football system has been the I know thing, quote unquote. We've been doing this for a long time. This is how we were doing it. This is how we're doing it. And it has been the biggest problem to us as a country. If you refuse to understand that what we were doing in 1996 cannot be used in 2026. The same approach to which we used to manage our clouds in 1996 cannot be the same approach we can use in managing our clouds in 2026. It's a total different environment, and the factors are different. The economic factors are different. What happens to a player in 1996 is different from what happens to a player in 2026. And our club administrators have failed to gravitate towards what the new norm is. As a country, we even lack the, the, the whole acceptability for new things, for the novelty, for the new phenomena. We've actually averted that. You have to literally force things on the Ghanaian people. Since it is new, you have to force it on them. We can go into national conversations and we get to realize that, look, you don't get it done if it is new. If it is new, you would have to do the extra work to get it on the people. For example, the Ghana card, when it came fresh, it was touted as another loophole for government to cash out. Little did we know that it is an important thing to do. Later on, once it has been forced on us, we come to understand that it is important, and we are now gravitating towards it. Every Ghanaian now wants to own a Ghana card. Now, back to our football system. Let's pick the first one. Today, we'll delve into the financial performances because I've mentioned four, and we are doing the financial performance. Now, under the financial performance, how do we get things done? The first thing is that the match day income. Match day income. What has happened? How many people are our clubs able to get into the stadium? What has been the outcome? The total revenue generated on our match day revenues. Have we asked ourselves, how come our clubs no longer venture into getting hospitality businesses around, in and around the stadium, where when people come in, they will be able to use these facilities, and it's still going to serve as our match day income. It's going to add up to our match day income. The restaurants, why won't our clubs even invest in their own stadiums? That their stadiums will have restaurants, their stadiums will have even a store, an official store for selling their jerseys and other things that will lure people into the stadium. But we've not done that. We've not, and yet we always rely on the match day ticketing. Now the match day ticketing, there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. You ask yourself that if anybody wants to go in for anything, one, look at the value of the thing. If I'm supposed to come and watch a certain Kwame Poku for BBN Gold Stars, how well has BBN Gold Stars projected Kwame Poku that if I am coming in to buy a ticket, I know I'm going in to watch X, I know I'm going in to watch Y. Why? How well have we done that as a club? If I am a certain house of folk and I have Benjamin Asari and I want to make much money in my match day ticketing, how well have I projected Benjamin Asari? How well have I done that? That my supporters, my fans. Now most times the clubs also fail to understand there are supporters and there are fans, right? I will explain that later on. There's big difference between a supporter and a fan. For a club, you need to have these two things going for you. And if you're unable to do that, then it means that okay, you're missing, and a lot has to be done on that regard. Now, look, at the same time, too, we ask ourselves that how can our class project these players? Is it only relying on the traditional media? It's quite obvious that that tangent hasn't worked. That tangent can't work. We have to be intentional about it. Very intentional. How do we get intentional about it? You would have to accept that okay, this is the problem. The problem is publicity. The problem is I want to get my people back to the stadiums. What do I do? It's not about going in to do the extra things. pick your daily routines, walk your fans through, walk the supporters through, heading into a match day, you can actually do this. So right from Monday when training begins, you walk your fans through it, through your social media, through make sure that you are getting your contents to the traditional media houses to be reported upon during their sports news casting. Make sure that by Monday, every sports journalist, before they set up to go and present their sports news, your product has been well packaged, given to them for them to also sell that same news to their audience. Whilst you are doing that, you make sure that your tradition, your content creation team and the club, being in all the socials, they've also had the same package being sold out on your social media pages. Now, one thing the clubs have also forgot to take note of is this. They intentionally go in and do mediocre jobs. I'm talking about the content creation. Then they post it on their social media pages, expecting the sports journalists to do same, right? To go there and pick the story and then go and publish. But listen, they claim, I know this is the club stance, a typical Ghanaian Ghana Premier League club. In their head, these sports journalists pick stories that they publish on their own sites from the sites from the sites of the foreign clubs, right? Now listen, the only reason why a sports journalist will go in and pick a story from the site, from the socials of as an X um, or Y club from the foreign, from the Europeans, is just this. It has the selling thing already. It has that selling tag already. Fans here want to see Declan Rice train. Fans here want to see a certain Rodri train. Fans here want to see a certain Julian Alvarez train. Fans here wants to see a certain Jamal Musiala, what's going on in training and all that. The market audience has already been bought. So if you want to tap into that same market audience, our club should now remember that they no longer have market audience in their own zone, in their own venue. So what do? You force it upon us. You get these contents done, get it to the sports journalists, get it to the influencers, let them market it for you. Don't keep it there and expect them to go and take it, just as I'm doing here. For me, I would go in for it because it is an agenda I am pushing. It is quite clear. So for the financial performance of Mandarin, the first thing is the match day income, and it has been ticked. And I hope they've gotten it right. I said what this time around, for you to get your match day ticket going, get your hospitalities ready for the match day venues, at the same time to get your package, run your fans or your supporters through whatever happened from throughout the week to the match day. So, and I said that you would have to now package each content from Monday to Friday before the match day, which is Saturday. Get every content well packaged to the sports journalists, the sports presenters before they head on to broadcast or present their sports news. You've given it to them and they have no choice than to do it. And you follow up, you appreciate them accordingly. If you're able to do that, your match day ticketing will go up because publicity has been well done, and it is definitely going to draw in the fans to the stadium for you to make your match day revenues. Now, aside the match day income, you would also have to accept that the hospitality and the ticket sales are embedded into it. So for your finances to go well, your match day ticketing should also go well. Now, our clubs have also forgotten that if I am able to build my own stadium, right, I am having the opportunity, I am literally creating the opportunity for myself to have shops, retail shops, restaurants, stores for what? For other vendors to come in and rent the shops, and that also serves as what? My financial revenues. The revenues that I'm going to make is going to improve. It is definitely going to improve. So for today, I wouldn't do much. I'm just telling you this. Let's not rush the whole situation. I dealt with the financial performances of our clubs, and I mentioned that what their match day ticketing, their hospitality, and then their match day income has to be dealt with. It's very important. This is what will bring an end to today's edition of the reaction with me. And can you go please do what to click on the subscription button, click on the notification button. And hey, before we leave, let's watch Mustafa Hamid, Dr. Mustafa Hamid. I don't know right now whether I should call him Diana Howent. Yesterday he was given a lot of credit from Paul Aduboche on the Good Evening Ghana show, and I enjoyed it. That's why I also want to repeat it here. Ma, mo sure palo. Nyom no na adudi and the other political big guns in there. I actually have Federal Market sitting there for a certain lecture he went for that tie nnwom na ɔbɔ no ara waala ɔhu sɛ nnwom no ɛhyɛ nkran nnwom no hyɛ nku ɔtumi fa nnwom no ɔde ahwe fam sɛ pa na wasan afa nnwom no. Oh, he did well. Well, I enjoyed. I think that most of the lectures to Charlie will no one writing on about being idea. A very nice, a very come. Our political space should be done well because we need them. We need them as football people. We can't run away from it. We need them. So this is where we bring an end to today's edition. Please, I'm out. Bye.